God message today, when life feels unfair. Tonight, this message is for the person who is silently suffering. The person who smiles in front of everyone but cries alone at night. The person who feels tired of life, tired of pain, tired of waiting for something good to happen. Maybe that person is you. Maybe you are exhausted from trying so hard and still getting nothing in return. You work. You struggle. You pray. You stay kind to people. But life still feels heavy. And sometimes, you wonder if God has forgotten you. You see other people becoming successful. You see them enjoying life. You see them smiling, traveling, buying things they love. And deep inside your heart quietly asks, God, when will it be my turn? Tonight, God wants you to listen carefully, because this pain you are carrying is not the end of your story. Yes, people hurt you. Yes, life disappointed you. Yes, you trusted people who broke your heart. But God says, I saw every tear you cried in silence. Every night you felt alone. God was there. Every moment you wanted to give up. God was watching over you. Even when nobody understood your pain, God understood everything. Listen carefully. Some battles are not meant to destroy you. They are meant to transform you. Right now you may feel weak. But one day, you will realize this painful season made you stronger than ever before. God says, the delay is not punishment. The waiting is preparing you. There are blessings coming into your life that you cannot see yet. Doors will open. Opportunities will come. Your situation will change. But before that happens, God is teaching you something important. He is teaching you to survive the storm, because people who never struggle often become weak inside. But people who survive pain become unstoppable. Maybe you have been rejected many times. Rejected by friends. Rejected by family. Rejected by people you loved. And every rejection made you question your worth. But hear this clearly tonight. Your value does not decrease because someone failed to appreciate you. God created you with purpose. You are not useless. You are not forgotten. You are not a failure. The enemy wants you to believe that your life will never improve. But God says, your current situation is temporary. This sadness will not last forever. The nights of crying will turn into mornings of peace. The struggle you are facing today will become the testimony you share tomorrow. One day, people will look at your life and say, how did you survive all of that? And your answer will be, God carried me. Maybe today your pocket is empty. Maybe you are stressed about money. Maybe you are pretending to be okay while secretly worrying about your future. But God says, I will provide for you, not always in the way you expect, and not always at the time you want, but at the right moment, because God's timing is perfect. Sometimes God allows pain because pain changes people. Pain teaches lessons that comfort never can. And maybe right now, God is building a stronger version of you, a wiser version, a fearless version, a faithful version. So do not quit now. You are closer to your breakthrough than you realize. The devil attacks people who have purpose. That is why life became difficult. That is why you faced betrayal. That is why you faced heartbreak. That is why you felt alone. Because something powerful is inside you, and the enemy is afraid of the person you are becoming. But listen, no pain lasts forever. Storms always end, and your storm will end too. God says, I am preparing blessings bigger than your suffering. One day, you will smile again. Not a fake smile, not a forced smile, a real smile from the heart, the kind of smile that comes after surviving darkness. So tonight before you sleep, stop telling yourself that your life is over. Stop believing those negative voices in your head. You are still here for a reason. God kept you alive because your story is not finished yet. There is still purpose in your life. There is still hope. There is still a future waiting for you. And even if nobody believes in you, God does. So take a deep breath tonight and trust Him one more time. Because miracles often arrive when people are about to give up. Your season is changing. Your pain is not permanent. And your blessing is closer than you think. God says, do not fear the future. I am already there. So sleep peacefully tonight. God is working behind the scenes even when you cannot see it. And one day, everything will finally make sense. There are moments in life when the pain becomes so heavy that even explaining it feels impossible. People ask, are you okay? And you smile because you are tired of explaining battles nobody understands. But tonight, God understands. He knows about the pressure you feel, the stress you hide, the fear you never talk about. He knows about the nights when your mind would not stay quiet, the nights when overthinking stole your peace, the nights when you stared at the ceiling, wondering how everything became so difficult. And maybe recently you have been losing hope. Maybe you prayed for help, but nothing changed. Maybe you asked God for a sign, but life stayed silent. And because of that silence, you started believing that heaven forgot you. But listen carefully. God is never silent without a reason. Sometimes while you are waiting, God is working on things you cannot see. There are battles happening behind the scenes. Doors are being prepared. People are being moved. Opportunities are getting closer. Even now, while you are listening to this message, God is arranging things in your favor. You may not see it yet, but your breakthrough is already moving toward you. The problem is, people want instant miracles. They want fast success, fast healing, fast answers. But God often works slowly, because slow growth creates strong people. A tree with deep roots survives the storm. And God is giving you deep roots. That is why this season has been painful. Because pain changes the way people think. Before the struggle, you trusted everybody. Before the struggle, you depended on people. Before the struggle, you thought happiness came from money and attention. But now, God is teaching you something deeper. He is teaching you to depend on Him. Because people change. Friends leave. Some family members misunderstand you. The people you helped sometimes become the same people who hurt you. That pain cuts deep, especially when your heart was genuine. Especially when your intentions were pure. But God says, do not let betrayal make your heart bitter. Not everyone you lose is a loss. Some people leave because they were never meant to stay forever. And sometimes, God removes people from your life to protect your future. Yes, it hurts. But one day, you will thank God for the people who walked away. Because some doors must close for better doors to open. Tonight, God wants you to stop blaming yourself for everything. You keep replaying mistakes in your mind. You keep thinking, if I said this differently, if I acted differently, if I was better. But hear this clearly. You are human. Humans make mistakes. And God is not expecting perfection from you. He is expecting faith. Faith during confusion. Faith during heartbreak. Faith during delays. That is real strength. Anybody can smile when life is easy. But it takes true faith to keep believing during hard times. And maybe right now you are emotionally exhausted. Tired of trying. Tired of hoping. Tired of starting over. But God says, rest. Do not quit. There is a difference. Resting means healing. Quitting means surrendering your future. And your future is too important to give up now. You have survived things that once made you think you would never recover. Think about that. There were days you believed the pain would destroy you. But you are still here. Still breathing. Still fighting. Still moving forward. That is proof that God has been carrying you this entire time. Sometimes, God allows storms in your life not to punish you, but to reveal your strength. You never know how strong you are until strength becomes your only option. And maybe tonight you feel weak. But weakness does not mean failure. Even strong people cry sometimes. Even faithful people become tired sometimes. Even good people have moments when they feel broken. God understands all of it. He is not angry at your tears. He is close to the broken-hearted. So stop pretending to be strong every second. Bring your pain to God honestly. Tell Him your fears. Tell Him your worries. Tell Him your anger. Because healing begins with honesty. And listen carefully. The chapter you are in right now is not your final chapter. Your story is still being written. One day you will look back at this painful season and realize it changed your life forever. Not because it destroyed you, but because it built you into someone stronger, someone wiser, someone harder to break, someone closer to God. The pain that almost crushed you will become the reason you inspire others. People will hear your story and find hope through it. Because God never wastes pain. Every tear has purpose. Every delay has purpose. Every struggle has purpose. Even when you do not understand it yet. So tonight, do not lose hope. Do not let temporary pain convince you that life will always stay this way. Because seasons change. Storms end. Dark nights eventually become mornings. And God says, your blessing is coming at the right time. Not late. Not forgotten. Not impossible. Just waiting for the perfect moment. So keep praying, keep believing, keep moving forward one step at a time. Because the same God who protected you yesterday will protect you tomorrow too. And this difficult season will not last forever. Tonight, God wants you to stop fighting battles inside your mind alone. Because some of the biggest battles are invisible. Nobody sees the stress, nobody sees the anxiety, nobody sees the pressure you carry every day. People only see your face, but God sees your heart. He sees the tears you hide from everyone. He sees the silent pain behind your smile. He sees the moments when you almost gave up. And still, He kept protecting you. Think about that for a moment. There were situations that could have destroyed your life completely, but somehow you survived. Somehow you kept going. That was not luck. That was God. Even when you felt abandoned, He was standing beside you. Even when your prayers felt unanswered, He was listening. And tonight, God says, do not allow fear to control your future. Fear has been stealing your peace for too long. Fear of failure. Fear of rejection. Fear of losing people. Fear of never becoming successful. And slowly, those fears made you doubt yourself. Maybe there are dreams inside your heart that you stopped talking about. Dreams you once believed in strongly, but after disappointments, you became afraid to hope again. Because hoping feels dangerous when life keeps hurting you. But listen carefully. A closed chapter does not mean your whole story is over. Just because something failed does not mean your future is ruined. Sometimes God allows certain plans to break because He has better plans waiting ahead. You wanted one door to open, but God saw pain behind that door. You cried when certain people left, but God saw betrayal you could not see yet. You felt rejected, but heaven was redirecting you. And one day, you will understand why certain things never worked out. Because God was protecting your destiny. Tonight, stop chasing people who only value you when they need something from you. Stop begging for attention. Stop forcing connections. Stop exhausting yourself, trying to make everyone love you. Not everybody deserves access to your heart. Some people only enter your life to teach lessons. And one painful lesson changes people forever. Maybe you became quieter after being hurt. Maybe you trust less now. Maybe your heart changed after everything you survived. That does not make you weak. That makes you wiser. Pain changes people. But do not let pain turn you cold. Do not let disappointment destroy your kindness completely. The world already has enough angry people. Be different. Be strong without becoming cruel. Because your heart is still valuable. And God says, the right people will find you at the right time. You will not have to force real love. You will not have to beg for real loyalty. You will not have to chase genuine connections. What is truly meant for you will stay. Tonight, God also wants you to stop comparing your life to others. Comparison is destroying your peace. You see other people succeeding, and suddenly you feel behind in life. You see people buying houses, getting married, becoming rich, living their dreams. And secretly you ask yourself, why not me? But listen carefully. Everybody's journey is different. Some people bloom early, some bloom later. A flower does not compete with another flower. It simply grows, and your time is coming too. Do not rush the process, because fast success without wisdom often destroys people. God is preparing you carefully. Your waiting season is not meaningless. It is preparation. Preparation for blessings. Preparation for responsibility. Preparation for a new life. And maybe right now, you cannot imagine better days. Pain has blurred your vision, but God can see the future clearly. He knows the people you will meet. He knows the opportunities coming. He knows the miracles waiting ahead. That is why you must trust Him, even when you do not understand the journey. Faith means believing before seeing. And tonight, God says, I need you to trust me one more time. Not because life is easy, but because God is still greater than your problems, greater than your fears, greater than your sadness, greater than your failures. Do not allow one painful season to define your entire life. You still have purpose. There are still places you have not seen, dreams you have not lived, blessings you have not received. Your story is bigger than this temporary pain. One day, you will wake up and realize the storm is finally over. The heavy sadness will leave. The confusion will fade. The peace you prayed for will arrive. And when that day comes, you will realize something powerful. God never abandoned you. Not even once. He was guiding you through every heartbreak, every delay, every lonely night, every painful lesson. Even when you could not feel Him, He was there. So tonight, before you sleep, stop speaking defeat over your life. Stop saying, "I will never make it. Nothing will change. My future is ruined." Those words have power. Instead, say, "God is still working. My story is not over. Better days are coming." Because they are. And maybe not tomorrow, maybe not next week. But soon, life will begin to make sense again. The same person who cried alone at night will smile again. The same person who felt broken will become stronger. The same person who almost gave up will inspire others to keep going. That person is you. And God says tonight, hold on. Your miracle is closer than you think. Tonight, God wants you to remember something important. You are not fighting this battle alone. Even when your room feels empty, even when nobody calls, even when it feels like the whole world moved on without you, God is still beside you. And maybe lately, loneliness has been hurting you more than anything else. Not physical pain, not money problems, but the feeling that nobody truly understands you. That feeling is heavy, especially when you are the person who always stays strong for others, the person who listens to everybody else's problems while silently carrying your own pain inside. People think you are okay because you never complain, but deep down you are tired. Tired of pretending, tired of overthinking, tired of carrying emotional weight nobody notices. And tonight, God says, you do not have to carry everything alone anymore. Some burdens were never meant for your shoulders. You keep trying to fix everything yourself, trying to control every outcome, trying to solve every problem, trying to keep everybody happy, and slowly, that pressure is breaking you from the inside. But listen carefully. Not every battle needs your strength. Some battles need your surrender. Surrender does not mean weakness. It means trusting God enough to let Him handle what you cannot. Because there are situations in your life right now that human effort alone cannot fix. You need peace. You need healing. You need divine direction. And God knows exactly what you need. Tonight, He wants you to stop worrying about things that are already in His hands. Worry steals peace. Worry steals sleep. Worry steals joy from the present moment. And most of the things you worry about never even happen. Fear creates imaginary storms inside the mind. That is why God says, do not let fear become your master. Fear will tell you, you are not good enough. You will fail again. Nothing will ever change. But fear is a liar, because your future is not decided by fear. Your future is decided by God. And if God brought you this far, He will not abandon you now. Think about everything you already survived. The heartbreaks, the betrayals, the disappointments, the sleepless nights, the silent tears. You survived all of it, not because you are lucky, but because God kept giving you strength when you had none left. There were moments when you thought, I cannot do this anymore, but somehow you kept moving forward.